Callum, welcome to the Bowl. First of all, mate, can you just tell us a bit about yourself?
So I'm the manager of Chester Football Club. I have been for the previous 2 seasons. I was previously the academy head coach at the club. Got quite a long history with the club in different types of roles on the football side of it, in between a spell at Runcorn Linnets as well.
Okay, Callum, so what brings you here to the Isle of Man today and the home of FC Isle of Man, the Bowl?
Well, we're very warmly invited. We've had a good couple of days out here looking around the island and certainly the football facilities, getting a feel for FC Isle of Man, with a view to sort of coming over in that pre-season period and taking part in some games against some opposition. And yeah, it's the first time looking around the facility, sort of the home of football on the Isle of Man, and we've certainly really enjoyed our visit.
Okay, Callum, so can you just give everyone a little background of Chester Football Club and the history of the club?
So Chester Football Club are a Phoenix club in the ashes of Chester City, historically an AFL club that went out of business in 2010. The football club's come through the lower leagues, through the Northern Premier League, reached the National League 3 successive promotions, but is now, after a relegation, playing its trade in the National League North. It's a fan-owned football club, a not-for-profit football club that is funded by our supporters, a terrific supporter base, a massive supporter base that are very much a big part of what the club do, but a big part of what the team do as well, that are looking to be as successful as we can on the pitch, and the immediate aim of reaching first the National League, returning to that level that we had before, and the aim is to do that with what we do on the pitch, and that's the challenge that rests with the manager and the players.
So Callum, how has everything fell into place today to get you here?
It's been brilliant. We've had a good couple of days. We've come and seen all the facilities that we would look to maximise the opportunity to use during the pre-season period, and have the opportunity to sort of come over, play some games against a variety of opposition. So we jumped on the ferry from Liverpool, dead easy. The weather threatened us that it might not have been a great trip, but it was all right. And yeah, it was really easy to sort of get here, and we've certainly enjoyed looking around and seeing what's what.
So that leads in quite nicely actually to what were your first impressions of the island, you know, what you've seen so far?
Gorgeous, really nice place, a lot to do, very, very friendly people. I think that was what's interesting is you generally meet 2 types of people in football, and you get those that are a type that hate everyone and want to see everyone else fail, and what we've been stunned at is how friendly every single person that we've met is, from the moment we walked off the ferry to those around the football club, and even those in some of the local restaurants and other establishments that we've been able to get to know. And we've certainly enjoyed our initial visit, and we certainly look forward to coming back in that pre-season period.
So moving on, how do you think coming to the Isle of Man for pre-season will help Chester Football Club get ready for next season? Compared, you know, previously you've played some European giants like Liverpool pre-season, your local rivals Wrexham, you know, you've played them as well. How do you think that'll differ when you come to the Isle of Man? So
we have a plan for pre-season. We recognise in my time at the club, I don't think we've started particularly well either of those seasons. So pre-season is about a variety of everything really, a variety of opposition, variety of experiences. You're trying to establish principles on the pitch, you're trying to form a group off the pitch. There's a lot that you need to get through, and you don't have as much time as you think. So you want to host some high calibre opposition. Last year, fortunately, we got to host Manchester United, Stockport County, some really, really big football clubs, and we'll hope to do that again with some opposition. What it would give us the opportunity to do is a change of surroundings and the ability to get the entire group, players and staff, away together in each other's pockets in the best possible way. The opportunity to stay and be around each other and maximise contact time, but equally to play some games away from home as well, because we've spent a lot of the last 2 pre-seasons being here, there and everywhere in terms of opposition, wanting to go and visit clubs. The ability to come to one place, to come to play those away fixtures against those different opposition, and have a real bit of team bonding, but around the club, and establishing some principles, ultimately maximising the time that you've got together to see where we are come the end of pre-season.
So earlier on you mentioned you're a fan-owned club, you know. What do you think a pre-season away day here in the Isle of Man will be like for your fans? And
there'll be millions of them. They're an unbelievable supporter base. I think they are unrivalled at our level. Their backing for the team, home and away, in terms of numbers and the way they support the team, is magnificent, and I've been really fortunate to always really feel that on a personal level, the way that they've been behind us, right the way through highs and lows and everything in between. But their backing for the club is everything. It is gate receipts, it is season tickets. Ultimately, the football club doesn't operate, never mind thrive, without the backing of the supporters. So you always want to give them something to look forward to. So it's something that we haven't done before, and we haven't had one of those away opportunities in pre-season to go away for a couple of days, a real different location, chance, like you say, to jump on a ferry, jump on a plane, to sort of get together. And I also think it gives us a real opportunity to connect with our supporters. That was, when I came to the football club, something that was very important, that we wanted to reconnect the team with its supporters. Well, what an opportunity that is to do that over a couple of days with a couple of games, a couple of events that we'll hope to put on to be really accessible to our supporters. So they know what I think of them, and it'll be a really good opportunity to get together and hopefully give them a good couple of days away.
And can you just give us a little insight into Chester Football Club's season so far in the Vanarama National League North?
So as the 2023-24 season comes to an end, it hasn't ended how we wanted. We set out at the start of the season to achieve a playoff place, and then the playoffs is a knockout competition, and once you're in it, you're in it. We've fallen short to some good sides. Probably a disappointing calendar year in 2024 is what's held us back. We haven't scored as many goals at home as we would like, but that we've needed to. There's been too many draws. That is always the manager's responsibility first and foremost, and I think there's some really good lessons for us all to learn from staff, players and the club itself. But the target for us next season will be achieving that playoff place and pushing for that promotion, because a football club of our size, as much as we might not have the resources that some clubs that traditionally aren't as big a club as ourselves, but a club of our size needs to be playing in the National League, we're tasked with getting the club in that place. 23-24 hasn't finished how we'd want. What we hope is that we'll start 24-25 the way that we want, and what could be a really successful campaign for the club.
So obviously today you've been shown around the island by Director of Football Operations Lee Dixon, you know, around the island. What do you think of the facilities you've seen on the island so far for sport and for football in general?
I think the facility here first and foremost is absolutely first class. That is befitting of a higher level of football than the North West Counties, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, because people will remember my background in lower league football. I think it's a magnificent facility. Love to see it when it's full as well. I think that's what could be really exciting about some of the games that you've got sort of penciled in. And then we've had a look around at some venues around training facilities and different bits from different hotels and stuff like that, and also the place in general, because it's a unique place, isn't it, the Isle of Man? And we've been really fortunate. A brilliant tour guide. We've had a brilliant sort of couple of hours going around. We've had a right laugh as well. What you find is football is full of like-minded individuals, and to have had Mike Orcock out here with me, one of my staff, and been around with Lee as well, it's frightening how much you have in common and what small world football is. So we've really enjoyed it, really impressed by the facilities, impressed by the people, and to be honest, just really looking forward to getting back over in that July period and having a good couple of days together.
And that sums it up nicely. I think it's been a good chat. So have you got any final thoughts just on your visit here and anything that's coming up ahead for you and Chester?
Just, it's going to be a busy summer. The off-season period always is in a different way. At least during the season you have a real structure, and it is about the next game and the training that takes place between that, and you're almost in a routine. The off-season is about trying to give yourself the best possible start and getting the best possible place. We're really looking forward to coming over, to playing some different opposition, playing some different teams, spending some time together as a squad, but really connecting with our supporters. And I hope that we'll see a big following in the way that Chester do it better than anyone else. Really look forward to seeing those supporters that will make the trip on the plane, on the ferry, that will come and support us, and we'll make sure that the weekend of the Isle of Man hosting some really, really, really good clubs. We're looking forward to being a part of that, and we look forward to seeing you all soon.
All right, cheers for your time today, mate.
Cheers, thank you.